Welcome. In this e-learning module, I shall demonstrate and make you understand how to assemble the shoulder bolts and springs. I am sure all of you are already familiar with the stripper arrangement with the top plate, the shoulder bolts, the compression springs, and the stripper plate. Now let's assemble the shoulder bolts and springs. Shoulder bolts and springs are part of the punch assembly. Swap the window to the punch assembly. First, let's assemble the shoulder bolt to the punch assembly. Click on the existing component command. Pick the punch assembly. Pick the precision shoulder bolt from the file selection window. Use the manipulation command and drag the precision shoulder bolt. Expand the product structure of the stripper plate. Identify the threaded hole on the stripper plate. Let's assemble the precision shoulder bolt to this threaded hole. Provide a coincidence constraint between the shoulder bolt's axis and the threaded hole's axis on the stripper plate. Provide a contact constraint between the top surface of the stripper plate and the precision shoulder bolt step. Set the view to isometric and fit all in. Update the assembly. Observe the precision shoulder bolt is assembled correctly. Now let's assemble the remaining 3 shoulder bolts. Pick the precision shoulder bolt. Pick the reuse pattern command, and then pick the user pattern of the threaded holes present of the stripper plate. Pick OK. Observe 3 more shoulder bolts that are assembled. Next, let's assemble the springs. Hide the shoulder bolts. Click on the existing component command. Pick the punch assembly. Pick the stripper spring from the file selection window. Use the manipulation command and drag the stripper spring. Observe, we don't have any axis on the stripper spring for assembling. Let's create an axis in the stripper spring. Open the stripper spring. Pick the line command. Select the point direction for line type. Right-click on point and select Create a Point. Create a point at the origin 000. Click on Preview, make sure the point is getting created, and then click on OK. Right-click on the direction and select Z component. Enter 0 as the start. Enter 20 as the end. Click on Preview, make sure the line is getting created, and then click on OK. Save the stripper spring. Swap the window to punch assembly. Identify the threaded hole on the stripper plate. Let's assemble the stripper spring to this threaded hole. Provide a coincidence constraint between the stripper spring axis and the axis of the threaded hole on the stripper plate. Provide a coincidence constraint between the top surface of the stripper plate and the top Y-plane of the precision shoulder bolt. Update the assembly. Now let's assemble the remaining 3 stripper springs. Pick the stripper spring. Pick the reuse pattern command, and then pick the user pattern of the threaded holes present of the stripper plate. Observe 3 more stripper springs that are assembled. Pick OK. Unhide the hidden shoulder bolts. Set the view to isometric and fit all in. Save the punch assembly. With this, we have successfully assembled the shoulder bolts and springs. That's all in this e-learning module. Thanks.